Well, good afternoon. I'm trying a new handheld device, a screw-in, I don't know what you'd call it. It goes into the bottom of my camera because I get tired of the shakiness too, but part of it's natural when you're outside walking and so on. So I hope that this makes a difference. It's late afternoon, still no rain, which is, we're in a little canicula, I think, must be. But another view from my house here. It's my little grapefruit tree with two grapefruits, but it's just planted. So my mandarin down there, which beats it at having about 5 mandarins, but it's only the first year, it'll change. So things are getting green, as I said, and look at that sky, no rain clouds in it. It's a beautiful breeze right now. It's very, very pleasant, although it was warm today. Here comes the neighbor's dog here. So continuing then about costs of living and things, as you see these houses here, and I would recommend renting. These go for 2,500 pesos a month. That doesn't include your electricity or internet. The houses that have an upstairs room and a second washroom, that would be 4 rooms with a balcony and 2 washrooms. Those are 3,500 pesos, which is still pretty good, I think, here. But, and remember, for renting, I would really strongly recommend renting for a couple of months, and maybe in a couple of different places, too, until you're sure you know what you want. It's one thing to, I've told this story, I think, amongst my first videos. I had a friend who traveled to Italy. This was years ago, for 2 weeks. She loved it, planned, came back, couldn't stop raving and ranting about it. And I loved Italy too. I've been there, love it to death. But it's one thing to visit as a tourist, another to live there. So she moved there, not knowing any Italian, none. Well, I mean, things like maybe ciao and bea and, a couple of words that everyone knows. And it just ended up being a lot more than she could handle, going starry-eyed and expecting everything to be, I won't say perfect, but this was 30 years ago. We were a lot younger then, and you understand the world differently than you do later in life. So that's why I would recommend coming for a couple of months and going to a couple of different towns. There's a little town nearby called, it's usually pronounced Tisimul, but one of the old Mayan elders told me it's really Tikimul. That's how it's really pronounced, but some of the young people are saying Tisimul. That's about 6 kilometers from here. 6, that's near the crossroads. So it's more like 7.5, I suppose. I had spoken about it yesterday. That's a charming little village, really. It's smaller than here. There's a little grocery store, a tortilleria, and a pan dulce, and a fruiteria. But that's it. Again, there's no gas station, no hotel, no restaurant, no cantina, bar, anything like that. But again, I think if you like that sort of place, these are great places to be, right? So, someone had asked me about, this was just yesterday after I had done my last video, what about the idea of setting up a cafe? And I had planned this, actually. I'd been thinking about it long and hard. The only thing, several people here said it's a nice idea, and they're not saying no. They actually were very helpful, encouraging to me. But they said, you're in a really, here I'll pan a little bit for you. This is an out-of-the-way place. And there's not going to be, like, any foot traffic to speak of just coming by. There is a Facebook, and I don't have Facebook, but they said we could post it for you, and that would help bring some people by. But another thing to consider is, I was told, a lot of people here they work hard, they work long hours, A lot of them work Monday through Saturday night. They're gone early in the morning, between 5:30, even earlier than that. My next door neighbor leaves at 4:30 every morning, comes back at 4:30 in the noon. So people leave early, they're tired. Um, there's not really a reason for someone to come out of their way and walk down here. And I'll reiterate, it's a small place. I think the population is about 900 right here. So as a money-making proposition, it probably isn't wise. And Tikimo would be even less business, I think, there. You never know, though, unless you try, right? But that's what I was told. Give it a try, see what happens, and in the end, nothing gained, nothing lost, right? So I wouldn't say no to people, but I would say to this person who asked me, right now we have there's a man selling seafood, shrimp, octopus, and squid, and at good prices too. The same prices downtown in the market, 240 pesos for a kilo. That's pretty good. And the shrimp are in three sizes, the small, medium, or large. There's how many? One, two, three. There are four little stores. There are the two fruterias. There's I think I went through this yesterday, the carniceria. There's another woman who sells a whole pig and a dozen chickens every day, cut to your order. There's a tortilleria. There's a panaderia. So thinking about what kind of a business, I'm not sure what would really fly. There's a man who sells barbecued chickens every day, and they're really good, and I buy from him sometimes. I don't know. I'd be hard-pressed to say. A couple of people come around selling tamales or, other goodies like that. And they are good. They're all really good. So my really bad non-advice is I'm not sure what would work. Like anything, repeating myself, I realize, you'd have to come, stay for a couple months, and just kind of test the waters, and I don't know. So, here's something, my poor little guanabana tree I've got to weed that I started yesterday. All of this here was full. It looked just like that yesterday. That's something too to think about. The weeds come up like crazy, cutting them. One thing I haven't seen so far, thank goodness, here. I have in other places like Chico and Carmen. I haven't seen any mice or rats. Someone told me that's because the snakes keep the population down. So I guess that's one good thing about the snakes. Let me see. I'll try to give you a better pan of everything here. Down at the end of the road, that man's a welder. He's a really good worker, busy, very helpful to me. He helped change my gas tank here when the key was lost, to break the old lock and put on a new one. Down there, I've talked about this before, I think. All these rocks and things, when I arrived, were here in this road outside my house, if you can believe it. So part of what they did, all these things on the other side too, all of these were lying in the middle of the road. What they did was just plowed everything there to make the road, I guess, more accessible. Here comes someone selling something. I'll wait till he's passed. So, someone's selling tamales here. And I think she's scared, she's backing up. So, I'll cut off here and come back now.